Meghan mocks Charles because of his choice of clothes and calls vintage things torn rags. King Charles III is known for his preference to wear old clothes, even though he can afford new ones. He was recently posted at a church service wearing a camel-colored coat and a tie with a dinosaur print, which amused the crowd. Charles has stated that he prefers to keep and repair old clothes rather than throw them away, and he does not follow fashion trends. He also mentioned that it becomes more difficult to fit into clothes as one ages and he hates food. In 2018, at the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Charles wore a suit from Anderson & Shepherd, which he had kept in his wardrobe since 1984. When asked if he had considered wearing something new for the occasion, Charles replied that he only wears it a few times a year in the summer, so he would like to see those clothes continue to live. Meghan Markle, Charles' daughter-in-law, is known to tease him about his old clothes and the fact that he can afford new clothes but chooses not to. Despite this, Charles remains committed to his principles and continues to wear his favorite clothes, like the camel-colored coat, in public. He believes in making the most of what he has, rather than constantly buying new things. This is his personal choice, even if it leads to some laughter from others. It is important to note that while Charles' choice of clothes may seem unusual to some, it is ultimately a personal preference. Everyone has different styles and ways of expressing themselves. Charles' decision to wear old clothes is a reflection of his values and beliefs, and should be respected as such. He is also a role model to many people, and by choosing to wear clothes that he has kept for many years and maintains, Charles is setting an example of being mindful of the environment and reducing waste. It is also worth mentioning that Charles is not the only person who chooses to wear old clothes. Many people have started to adopt a more sustainable approach to fashion, opting for vintage or second-hand clothing instead of buying new items. This trend is driven by a growing awareness of the environmental impact of fast fashion and the waste generated by the fashion industry. By choosing to wear clothes that he has had for many years, Charles is also demonstrating that clothes can last for a long time if they are well taken care of. Additionally, it is also a way to be mindful of the consumption of natural resources and energy used for production of new clothes. In conclusion, King Charles III's choice to wear old clothes is a reflection of his personal beliefs and values. He prefers to maintain and repair clothes he already has instead of constantly buying new ones. This is his personal choice and should be respected. Charles is also setting an example of being mindful of the environment, reducing waste, and being sustainable. His choice also aligns with a growing trend of people who are more conscious of the impact of fast fashion on the environment. Charles is not alone in this. Many people are choosing to wear vintage or second-hand clothes instead of buying new ones. It is also important to note that Charles' decision to wear old clothes does not mean he is not fashionable or that he is not interested in fashion. Fashion is a form of self-expression, and Charles is expressing himself in his own unique way by wearing clothes that he has had for many years. He is also showing that fashion can be timeless and that clothes do not have to be disposable. He is also sending a message that one can look good and stylish while being mindful of the environment and reducing waste.